Good evening and welcome to the Channel Studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Ukraine's Volodymyr Zelensky has said he will meet US President Donald Trump in Florida at the weekend as talks continue on ending Russia's full-scale war. Zelensky said he expected the meeting to take place on Sunday and to focus on a US-brokered 20-point peace plan as well as separate proposals for US security guarantees. Meanwhile, the Kremlin says President Vladimir Putin's senior aide has held further talks with US officials over the phone and that Russia has committed to continuing with the negotiations. There's been mixed international reaction to the US military strikes in northwest Nigeria. Independent experts have raised questions over the apparent target of the operation, as well as any domestic motivation Donald Trump may have had. The UK government has not commented on the strikes in Nigeria, which is a Commonwealth nation, but a source has said that the Foreign Office recognises the significant threat terror groups present at home and abroad.
We know that for months there has been sectarian violence in Nigeria. We know that Christians have died at the hands of terrorist groups like ISIS, like Boko Haram. There have also been a lot of Muslims killed by both of those terrorist organizations as well in Nigeria. President Trump specifically naming Christians, saying that is the reason that the U.S. struck on Christmas Day, and that strikes will continue, the president says, if Christians continue to be targeted.
Heavy rainstorms across large parts of California have triggered floods and mudslides and left 3 dead as of Christmas night. The storms, which were expected to continue through Friday, brought 11 inches of rainfall to some parts of Los Angeles County, prompted evacuations and shut down major roads. Emergency responders have had to perform several rescues, including people stuck in vehicles as floodwaters rise. For weeks now, angry and distressed residents in Indonesia's westernmost province over the state's slow response to a series of deadly floods. Triggered by a rare cyclone in November, the deluge killed more than 1,000 people and displaced hundreds of thousands across the island of Sumatra. In Aceh, the worst-hit region, which accounted for nearly half of all deaths, many still do not have access to clean water, food, electricity and medical supplies. Pope Leo has urged Ukraine and Russia to find the courage to hold direct talks to end the war during his first Christmas remarks to crowds in St. Peter's Square. He called for an end to conflicts around the world during his address, which is traditionally delivered by the pontiff on Christmas Day to worshippers gathered in Vatican City. Speaking about Ukraine, the Pope said, "May the clamour of weapons cease, and may the parties involved, with the support and commitment of the international community, find the courage to engage in sincere, direct and respectful dialogue." Tariq Rahman, the front-runner to be the next Prime Minister of Bangladesh, has returned to the country after 17 years in exile ahead of a landmark general election. The 60-year-old is the figurehead of the influential Zia family and the son of the former Prime Minister Khaleda Zia. The party he leads, the Bangladesh Nationalist Party, is eyeing a return to power when Bangladesh goes to the polls in the new year. Rahman, who has lived in London since 2008, is expected to become the country's new leader if the BNP emerges as the largest party. And Christmas celebrations have been held around the world. Worshippers in Ukraine, China and Pakistan gathered for Christmas Eve services at their local churches. In Bethlehem, Palestinian worshippers gathered at Dara Latin Church amid a fragile truce between Israel and Hamas. Here, the Syrian capital of Damascus. While in Berlin, people went for a Christmas dip.
Santa and his team started at Barker Pier.
A skiing Santa delighted crowds during an annual water skiing Santa event in Alexandria, Virginia. And King Charles attended Sandringham with the royal family, as is traditional, with William, Kate and their children greeting the crowds.
Thank you very much.
The King had this to say in his Christmas Day message.
Peace through forgiveness. Simply getting to know our neighbours, and by showing respect to one another, creating new friendships. Indeed, as our world seems to spin ever faster, our journey may pause to quieten our minds.
And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the Channel Studios in Lagos.